AC 360, CNN weeknights 10 Eastern.
Andrew, I want to go over some of the stuff that you have on your blog. There's a picture of Chris Armstrong with a Nazi swastika near his face. There's another with the words racist, elitist, liar scrawled on his face. You accuse him at one point of being Satan's representative on the student assembly. I got to ask you, I mean, you're a state official. This is a college student. What are you doing?
Well, Anderson, basically, if you've been involved in political campaigns before, you know, all sorts of stuff happens, and this is just another tactic bringing awareness to what Chris really stands for.
This is not some national figure. This is a guy who's running a student council.
Well, Anderson, as a private citizen and as a University of Michigan alum, I care because this is my university. And I wasn't the only first person to criticize Chris. In fact, long before I started the blog, a couple of weeks before that, the Alliance Defense Fund, a well-known legal Christian foundation, put out an alert about Chris. So I'm not the only person that has criticized Chris, and I'm not the first person to criticize Chris.
But you are the only person. You are the only person running this blog, which is putting Nazi swastikas on this guy. You're a grown adult. Does that seem appropriate to you?
Like I said, this is a political campaign. This is nothing personal against Chris. I don't know Chris.
What do you mean it's nothing personal? You're outside his house. You're videotaping his house. You're shouting him down at public events. You're calling him Satan's representative on the student council. You're attacking his parents, his friends' parents. I mean, you can't say it's not personal.
Well, Chris, in any political campaign, you have to raise awareness and issues, and that's one way of doing it is by protesting.
Well, I mean, of course you're free to express whatever you want, but I mean, I guess in terms of sheer decency, do you really think for an assistant attorney general targeting some college student because he's gay is appropriate?
Well, again, I am doing this as a private citizen, off work time, as a University of Michigan alum. We're quibbling over tactics. We're not quibbling over substance. The substance of the matter is, Anderson, Chris Armstrong is a radical homosexual activist who got elected, partly funded by the Gay and Lesbian Victory Fund, to promote a very deeply radical agenda at the University of Michigan.
Well,
and he wants to do that by,
his biggest issues were extending the hours of the cafeteria and lowering tuition, as well as some gender housing
No,
issues.
that's not correct. No, that's not correct. Anderson, his biggest issue is gender-neutral housing. What we're talking about is anybody, any man or woman wanting to choose to live together. That's a radical redefinition of gender norms.
You say this is all just a political campaign, though. A, you're not running for any political campaign, nor is he. He's already the student council president. He's not some national figure, and you're putting swastikas on his face and saying he's Satan's representative. That seems like below-the-belt campaigning. I don't know what campaigns you're used to being involved with, but don't you think that is beyond the pale?
Well, no, I don't think it's beyond the pale. Like I said, I sense a lot of anger in your voice, Anderson, and I don't understand where that's coming from. As an astute observer of political campaigns, you know, for many years, you know that these kind of tactics are, you know, part for the course.
It appears, though, that you're obsessed with this young gay man. I mean, I've read all your blog postings. You're like perusing his Facebook, his friends' Facebook pages. You're making completely unwarranted accusations, unproven accusations, based on what you're gleaning from his Facebook pages.
Excuse me, Anderson, who said they were unwarranted and not true? Chris has never come out and denied anything. There's a reason why he isn't giving interviews, and that's because he can't defend what's on the blog. I mean, I stand by what's on the blog. I've gotten stuff from other third-party sources.
You stand by that he's Satan's representative on the student council. You stand by that.
Excuse me, Anderson, that isn't on the blog. That's taken from another posting somewhere on the internet I may have put out.
So you don't stand by that?
That's my opinion. That's
okay, I'm just asking if you stand by.
That.
Okay, you stand by it. Your boss, the Attorney General of Michigan, Mike Cox, put out a statement saying that while he recognizes your right to express your opinions, your, quote, immaturity and lack of judgment outside the office are clear. Do you worry at all that your boss thinks you're immature and lack judgment?
Anderson, I agreed to do this interview by stating that I wouldn't make any comments regarding my employment.
I was reading the criteria the state of Michigan uses to identify someone who's a cyberbully. And they say a cyberbully is someone who uses technology to harass, embarrass, intimidate, or stalk someone else. And it lists the types of content a cyberbully may send, including vulgar and argumentative messages, cruel, offensive, and insulting remarks. Under that definition, aren't you a cyberbully?
No, absolutely not, and that's a total mischaracterization from the local news reporter, Ross Jones, that did the piece on me, who was very biased.
I don't know who that is.
You can read about that on the blog.
I don't know who that is. I've read the state's definition of what a cyber... No, I read the state's definition of what a cyberbully is. There's a pamphlet that the state hands out, and that's the definition, and it seems to apply to you.
Well, I don't meet the definition. I've never contacted Chris. I've never spoken to him.
Yeah, you followed him around and you stood outside his house and videotaped.
I do not follow him around. I protest with a sign. That's exercising my First Amendment rights, Anderson. That's not following anybody around. I don't live anywhere near to Ann Arbor. I've been down there maybe 3 or 4 times since I've started the blog.
Have you ever been to his house and hung outside his house and videotaped?
I've protested outside of his house, yes.
Do you consider yourself a bigot?
Absolutely not. I'm a Christian citizen exercising my First Amendment rights. I have no problem with the fact that Chris is homosexual. I have a problem with the fact that he is advancing a very radical agenda.
I bring up the bigot question because, Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines bigot as a, quote, person obstinately or intolerantly devoted to his or her opinion and prejudices, also one who regards or treats the member of a group with hatred or intolerance. I mean, labeling the student a Nazi, Satan's representative, picketing his house, it certainly makes you appear intolerant at the very least. Seems like you hate this guy because he's gay.
Well, Anderson, that's your spin on it. The real bigot here is Chris Armstrong. I don't have any hate in my body at all. I recognize that Chris is a child of God. However, just because he's homosexual doesn't mean he gets a free pass and we can't criticize him. That does not make you a bigot to criticize somebody or somebody's agenda. He's a political figure, Anderson.
You're expected, though, to uphold the laws equally and impartially for all Michigan residents. I mean, in your work, how can you do that if you openly display, attitudes toward this guy like this? If you're calling this guy a Nazi, if you're calling this guy, Satan's representative on the student council? I mean, would a gay person feel comfortable being defended by you?
Anderson, I stated that I wouldn't talk about any aspects of my employment. I have a right as an alum and as a private citizen to criticize him in my after-hours work.
No one's questioning your right to do it. It's just, I guess, but you're questioning your judgment. Andrew Serval, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.